Hey guys, this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade leaders for October week 3. Our theme for the whole month is more or less. The choice is yours. And our life app for the month is contentment, deciding to be okay with what you have. So week 1, we started talking about Paul, and our bottom line was God can help you be okay no matter what. Last week we talked about money, and our bottom line was stuff can't keep you happy. This week we're going down to the book of 1st Kings, and we're learning about King Ahab and Naboth's vineyard. And our bottom line is wanting what others have can make you miserable. So our memory verse of the month is, then he said to them, watch out, be on your guard against wanting to have more and more things. Life is not made up of how much a person has. Luke 12:15. So again, please make sure that all the kids in your small group get one of these brown envelopes to take home. It tells their parents what we're learning about this month. Also has that parent cue and memory verse card in it, as well as a fall bucket list to practice contentment. Then kids may be bringing back their God Time devotional cards. If they do, then they get to go to the Monster by the Birthday Bear and pick out a bag of candy. They can also go visit that Monster with their parents if they know their memory verse by heart. There will be some odd turns there to ask them. All right, jumping over to our lesson for this week, make sure that you arrive at 8:30 and 10:30 to pray with your team, and also just pray for kids, just that they learn the difference, what jealousy is like, and that they go, we can practice being content with what we have so we don't feel jealous. Then when kids start to arrive at 8:40 and 10:40, make sure that you know everybody's name, welcome them all, ask about their week, make any first-time guests feel very welcomed. And then what you're going to do is you're going to ask the kids as they come in, if you could have anything in the world, what would it be? And as they come in, you'll give them a paper and some markers, and they will draw that on their paper. As they work, just kind of talk to them about what they choose, what would they do with it if they had it, why did they pick that, what is it? And then kind of as service starts to begin, ask each of them to share what they chose. Then when service starts at 9 and 11, you're going to do an activity called red light, green light. All you're going to need is some tape for your cart. And what you're going to do is divide your group into 2 teams, team 1 and team 2, and then provide each of them with a starting point using the tape. And then have them, or you're going to stand about 20 feet away, so down at the other end of the space from your starting line. And then explain to your group how to play red light, green light. You're the traffic cop. You're going to tell them when to go and when to stop. So, for example, you might say, Team 1, green light, and they're going to walk as fast as they can. When you say red light, they have to stop. And this red light, green light switch will need to be pretty quick to keep the game going along, okay? Without kids, you're not going to be able to say green light and then wait a long time because they'll get to you too fast. So if you see anybody on the team that didn't stop when you say red light, the entire team has to go back to the starting line and start again. So the first team to get all the players to you is the winner. And without kids knowing, you're going to intentionally make the game easier for one of the teams. So you could give that one team more time on green. You could just maybe not call on their team as many times. And for the first 2 or 3 rounds, you're going to alternate between the team that you're harder on so that one team doesn't get frustrated too quickly. And then you're going to make it a random choice in subsequent rounds as kids catch on to something not being quite right. So hopefully they notice that you're not being fair to one team. So then you'll close that activity out by saying, so guys, it was no fun watching the other team beat you to the finish line, was it? Well, did anyone ever notice that the opposite team had it easier? I bet you were secretly wishing that you were on the team that was getting it easier that round. Well, today in Large Group, we're going to learn about a king who wanted what someone else had. Oh, Lola, you're being very rude. So then you will head across the hall. Sorry, filming this at home. It's always an adventure when I film at home. You'll head across the hall to large group and help your group kind of sit and listen to the story, help them to worship. Then when you get back for the review activity, you'll need 2 balloons for your group, and then you'll just play some music on your phone. So pull up YouTube, or if you have Spotify or anything, iTunes that you use to play music. You're going to divide your group into 2 teams, the green team and the purple team. Or if you have 2 different colored balloons, you're going to pretend that these balloons are grapes. So that's why you have the green team and the purple team, because you have green grapes and purple grapes. So if it makes more sense to use the colors of balloons that you have, sorry if I'm making you ill, then that's fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the kids stand in a circle together and mix up their teams. They don't have to alternate green and purple exactly, but they need to just form one big circle with both teams kind of mixed in together. So if you think kids have a hard time remembering what team they're on, let them put like a green dot or a purple dot on the back of their hand. And then you're going to give a balloon to 2 different kids and explain that you're going to play the music and they're going to pass the balloons to the right. And when you stop the music, everyone has to pause. And the kids who are holding a balloon have to answer one of the review questions. And if they answer correctly, whichever team's color they're holding is the team that gets the point. So even if somebody on the green team is holding the purple balloon, or if you just want to be like the 2 color balloons that you have in your cart, that's fine. Then that purple team still gets the point. So if a question is answered wrong, nobody gets a point and the question is repeated later on. So keep count of the team's points and announce the winner at the end of playing, and then just try to vary the amount of time that you play the music so that it stops with different kids. So then here's all the different review questions with answers. And what you're going to say at the end is, so how annoying was it when the other team got your team's points? So somebody on your team said it right, but they were holding the other team's balloon. Did any of you know the answer to the question but couldn't answer because it was somebody else's turn? So our bottom line for the day is definitely true. Wanting what others have can make you miserable. So even when it's just a silly balloon or a point to win the game, God doesn't want us to be miserable. He wants us to be content. So he's given us stories like Ahab to warn us about what can happen when we find ourselves really wanting what someone else has. So maybe make it personal. Share a time that you found yourself wanting what someone else had. And how did it affect your relationship with that person? How did it make you feel? Were you able to become content again? Dude, I think when I watch Fixer Upper, I always want what that person has, right? Okay, so then for the memory verse review activity, you're going to have a little can of like Halloween Play-Doh for each kid, just like what you pass out for Halloween. So you're going to review Luke 12:15 together. If there's anybody that hasn't memorized, have them say it. Encourage them to go to the Monster and get candy after service. And then you're going to give each kid a little container of Play-Doh. And you're going to encourage them to form something that they're thankful for, like their parents, their bed, their clothes. And as they're making that object, ask them, so why are you guys thankful for these things? How can we be on guard against wanting more and more of something? And can we use the things that we made today, like your bed or your parents or whatever you're thankful for, to help us be content? And you'll just close by saying, so guys, our verse talks about how we have to be on the lookout for wanting more and more things. And I've found that when I'm focused on all the amazing things that God has given me, it helps my heart to be content. So instead of thinking about what my friend has that I don't have, I can praise God for what he has given me. So wanting what others have can make you miserable. So instead, let's choose to be content. Then there's some optional small group discussion questions. Maybe as kids are playing with their Play-Doh in their hands, you can ask them some of these questions if you have extra time. And then just to close out in prayer, kids are just going to need their little creations from their Play-Doh praise activity if they didn't ruin them already. And you're just going to explain that it's important to thank God for everything he gives us and ask him to help you stay content even when you're wanting more. And then just have them hold those creations as you close in prayer. They get to take that Play-Doh home with them. There is enough for every kid to have one. So then as adults come, just have their kids show them, okay, we did not do that, so that must be wrong from a different week. Have kids show their adults what they made out of Play-Doh, and just reminding their parents that we can be thankful for what we have and to be content. That's it for this week, guys. Hopefully your house has less laundry in it than mine. That's what all your houses look like, right? Thank you guys so much for serving and just being such amazing small group leaders. So grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for being part of Oak Ridge Kids, and we'll see you on Sunday.